Hello, everybody. This is Yang
Hello.
Family Taiji, Section 2. And today we're going to review the separation kicks and maybe get into turn body left heel kick. I was just saying, I confess this is not one of my favorite moves, but it's actually quite beautiful if you do it in the formal way. So Master Yang talks about the turn body is actually a positioning move. In other words, it positions you to do the left heel kick, which is why it's usually defined as one move. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a warm up by doing the second section from cross hands. Then after that, I want to do a review of the separation kicks, and then maybe we'll get started on the other. Okay, so I'm going to turn around. Okay, cross hands. Shift right, turn your left foot almost to straight. Weight goes back, separate hands, pull in the right, swing, step, brush, and strike. Roll back, circle your arms. Weight comes back, turn to the side. Press, pull in, attach the right, left hand and press forward. Push, straighten your arms, come back over a ball, hands in front of chest and push. Fist under elbow. Weight comes back, flatten your hands, turn and pull. Press down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, push out with the right. Step to the corner with the left and connect. Step with the right and grab. Pivot on the left, pull down with the left, make your fist. Turn to the heel on the left, lift up and punch. Step back and repulse monkey. Swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 2. Swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 3. Swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. Diagonal flying. Turn, pull in the right, step and close. Open and pivot the left foot. Raise hands and step forward. Pull in the left, circle your arms, root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands, pull down all the way to the back. Circle, step and close, turn, step and open. Left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Needle at sea bottom. Yield forward, pull in the right foot. Pull back, pushing off the left heel. Change your footwork and sink down. Fan through the back. Come up, left attaches to right, pushes up, step, separate. Turn body chop with fist. Turn, circling your arms. Weight goes to the left as you make your fist. Root, chop, and strike. Parry, block, and punch. Hands circle to the center. Come back, swing, step, parry, block, punch. Chengfu. Turn your left foot to the corner. Pull with the left, ward off with the right, close and step, right ward off. Roll back. Turn to the corner, shift weight back, turn to the other corner, press, pull in the right, detach the left, press forward. Push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push forward. Single whip. Move your weight back, flatten your hands, pull and turn all the way around. Push down, ward off with the left, make your hook hand, standing ward off, step, deflect, strike. Cloud hands. Shift weight to the right, move your hand to the right, pull and ward off, step 1. Pull and ward off, step. Pull and ward off, step 2. Pull and ward off, step. Pull and ward off, step 3. Single whip, make your hook hand, standing ward off, deflect and strike. High pad on horse. Activate your hands and push off the front heel. Hand comes to the shoulder. Step and strike. Separation kick. Circle your arms. Close and step. Separate and shift weight. Cross your arms and look to the corner. Stand up. Look, kick, hands come to the turn over. Step and close. Separate and shift weight. Cross hands. Stand up, look, and kick. So I told you something not quite correct last time, which was it is symmetrical. So when you come from here and when you come here, well, let's see, when you open, your foot comes in. Step and close, separate and shift weight, cross, stand up, look, kick. When you get to the other side, it's also step and close, separate, cross, stand up, and kick. So I think I told you last time you step first, but you actually step and close at the same time. The difference is the first one, you're stepping when you are on the ground. In other words, when you're here, both feet are on the ground when you start. And then when you open, you're pulling in, and then you step and close. In the other case, because you're already up, when you step, you're actually stepping down. You see what I'm saying? And then you open. So let me do it the correct way, direction. Okay, so I'm going the same direction as you, basically. Okay, so when I open, I pull in the left foot. I step and close. And then I separate and shift weight. Cross arms, stand up, look, and then kick. And then shift your hands. Then step and close, separate as you shift weight, cross arms, stand up, and kick. So how are we doing? So the trick in, so this is the introduction of the one-legged stance relative to the first section. For those of you who've never done this section before. And the trick on this is to keep your weight on your whole foot. In other words, don't allow your weight to go on either side or too far back. And to raise your head. So you should keep that axis lined up. And then that will help you to do your one leg standing. Okay. And it's important also for the turn. So I'd like to do a little exercise for the turn. Okay. What I'd like you to do is point one foot to the corner and do like a T step. Hi, Yukiko. So do a T step and you should feel perfectly balanced at this point, right? Then have your hands come out. Now, wind up with your waist and turn on your heel. And then put your foot down. And that will help you keep your balance. So essentially what you're doing is, if you start with your foot going toward the corner, you're essentially making a turn so your foot turns 180 degrees. Okay, so think about having a T step, wind up with your waist, and turn on your heel. So in the second section, there are two heel turns, one way and one the other way. This one is a little bigger. The other one will be smaller. And why do you have some that are heel turns and some that are ball touch turns? The reason you have the heel turn is if at the end of the turn, your weight stays on the same foot, then you do a heel turn. If you do a turn where you're going to change to the other foot, then you do a toe turn. So this one, you're going to make a left heel kick at the end of this turn. So you're staying on the same foot. Therefore, you're doing a heel turn. Okay. So let's try this.
What, it's a left heel kick, but is it your right or your left heel that you're turning on?
You're turning on your right heel.
Okay.
So what happened was you just did a left heel kick. Then you're going to turn on your right heel. So the more elegant way is that after you kick, okay, you did a left heel kick, left toe kick. When you come around, you're supposed to keep your foot up and then come in at the end and then do a heel kick. But in terms of the actual doing of it, what you're going to do is, for now at least, unless you're going to do the other if your balance is really good. But for the first one, what you're going to do is you're going to come and you're going to essentially spiral down and end here with the left hand on the outside. So essentially, I don't know how I can do this and show you without, let's see. So if I've done the left separation kick and I come around, essentially I'm going to do a spiral down and end up on sitting, essentially. And then I'm going to stand up and do a heel kick. So that's why I wanted you to try. Hi, Leisha. That's why I wanted you to try this exercise, because what it does is it trains your body to be upright. In other words, when you're doing this and you do this turn, you will essentially be doing the footwork for the landing on your left foot. So if you're here and think of your waist turning, you're going to land on your left foot. I mean, you're going to sit with your left foot down. Your weight is actually going to be mostly in the back because you're going to stand up next and kick. So this is the second kind of kick. So we did left and right separation kick, which are so-called toe kicks. And the contact point is like your shoelaces. Okay, when you're doing a separation kick, essentially your contact point is the top of your shoe. When you do a heel kick, your contact point is your heel. So in Chinese, it's like a stomp kick. It's like you're stomping. Okay, so you're in our form, the separation kicks are to the corners. The heel kicks are always to the side. Also, in terms of usage, the separation kick is for when your opponent is closer. The heel kick is when your opponent is further away. So if you think about it, okay, when you're stomping, you have to have pretty good distance before you can stomp someone. Whereas when you do a separation kick, when you're doing a separation kick, you step to the side, right? And then you're kicking somebody on the side. Okay, you're kicking them on the side of their body so they can be closer to you. Whereas if you're trying to like kick somebody in the chest or something, I mean, you're going to have to be pretty far away to do that. So that's how the application comes in. So the separation kick is for somebody who's closer. The heel kick is for when somebody is further away. So Yukiko has really good balance. She can do it. So, but practice this. If you turn, okay, and then think about lifting up the ball of your foot and both balls of your feet and just turning on your heel and then sit. If you practice that, you can get this turn. And I will tell you the ways that Nancy hates this word. She says you should never say cheat. But if you make an adaptation for not having good enough balance, okay, I think the standard way they do it is to walk it around, okay? So just so you end up with your right foot to the corner so that you're ready to do that heel kick. The other way, which I think is simpler, is suppose you've done your separation kick and you come around. What you can do is just step around, step behind, turn, have your right foot go to the corner, stand up, and kick. And that way, you're pretty much on the ground almost all the time. You're just stepping. So if you feel that you don't have good enough balance to do the turn, just step behind and turn. So I'd like to do a little bit more practice on this exercise of turning, because I think you can do it. So just enough practice and you can do it. So
Is it a 180 turn?
it's a 180 turn from the perspective of the right foot. So the right foot is pointed to one corner, and then 180 degrees is where it's pointed when you get around to the other side.
Okay.
So it is important that you have good structure and that you actually pivot on your heel. In other words, you have to commit to pivoting on your heel, because if you don't, you will tend to like turn your ankle or turn your hip or some other part of your body you're not supposed to be turning. Okay, so when you come around, okay, wind up and then turn, and then you can just keep doing this. You just wind up and turn, and then just keep thinking about, and every time that it doesn't happen quite the way you want it, think about, well, how could I improve that? Could I be more upright? You know, because sometimes it doesn't work because you're tipped in one direction or another. So think about being upright when you are doing this, because it will help you for your one leg, kicking and all the other parts that require you to be on one leg.
So after you do the left separation kick, can you bring your left foot in and then you can balance it on the ground to help stabilize your...
Well, what happens is, the way you're supposed to do it is, okay, you're going to do your left separation kick, and then you come in. No, left separation kick, you're out. Yeah, the right separation kick, your hands come out. But the left separation kick, your hands stay open. So you've done your kick, then you're going to turn. And basically, the moment you put your foot out, turn. So do not essentially go like this and put your foot out and then try to turn. That's not going to work, because you're not going to have enough momentum. Putting your foot out is the signal to your body to turn your waist. Okay, so think of it that way. Coordinate putting your foot out with turning your waist, and then turn. So once you come here, turn.
Okay, I'm just... So when we do the left separation kick, we don't bring the leg back in. We keep the left leg out.
No,
what?
We do.
Oh, we do.
So here, you bring the leg back in, And that's what I mean by putting out your leg, because you have to have
Oh,
it
you put it
in.
out again.
You
Oh,
put
you
it
bring
out
it
again.
in, you turn, you bring it out again. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, but it's not a kick that point, is it?
that's not a kick. That's just bringing it out to get ready for the turn.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say get ready for the turn. That's the beginning of the turn. You begin the turn when you put your foot out. So the two methods, if you're doing it the elegant way, you essentially put your foot out, turn, and it stays out and you come in. If you do it the more traditional way, you would essentially come out and essentially you're spiraling down. And you spiral down to a sit. So when you sit, then you're ready to stand up and heel kick. Now your body shape becomes important in these cases, because if you keep your sunken chest, rounded back, and all that, that helps your balance. And the part where people forget to keep their shape is when they cross hands. So before you come out, you should have this space here. There's a great temptation to come in, stay out, and then make your circles.
That's interesting, because in skating and in ballet, you always bring your arms in tight to make a turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're not turning when your arms are in. Okay. When you're turning, your arms are out. So what happens is, when you're doing here, okay, you come in, cross, open. You cross your hands. You want that distance. You stand up, look, and kick. But you're not turning when you're crossing hands. And then on the other side, after you've kicked, you still have this open shape, and then you kick. When you turn, your hands are out, palms up.
Yeah.
And then you turn. You should be turning here. Okay. And then what happens is, let's see, if I'm turning here, I sit and then my arms close. So my arms are open all the way until the end. So basically, arms are open during the turn and then close as you sit. So unfortunately, this series of moves does require fairly good balance. And the reason I say that is, so after the left separation kick, okay, and you turn, you stand up and you kick, your next move is going to be a left brush knee. And you don't step. It's the same kind of step as you did for the for the left separation kick. In other words, you're stepping down from a one-legged stance. So remember when you did the right separation kick. When you did the step and close, it's step down and close, right? For the left brush knee after the left heel kick, it's the same thing. So you had a left heel kick, and then it's swing, step down. Okay, so when you step down, it is not a lunge forward. It is a bend your knee to the right level and step. The same as the left separation kick. So when you did the right separation kick, when you step down, essentially the left foot, the left leg lowered in order to get you to the right spot, right? The same thing is going to happen at the end of the left heel kick for the left brush knee. So when you were here, you lowered, okay, that was a step and close for the left heel kick, for the left separation kick. When you turn around, I'm gonna do it the other way. Okay. When you turn around, you come down, you stand up, you do a heel kick, and the same thing. You lower, swing, step. So you're here, you kick, and then your arm circle, swing, step. So that's why you have the same footwork on both of those. Okay, so let's do a few more turns because
I have a quick
yes.
question. After you've done the left separation kick and you're bringing your left heel back in, do you pause and then turn, or is it kind of like one motion? You bring it in and turn it while you're bringing it in?
So you pause at the end of each move. So the so when you've done the left separation kick, that's the end of the move. This is a new move.
So it seems like the couple times that I brought after this left separation kick and I'm bringing my left leg in, I'm kind of twisting my right knee and that's hurting. So what am I doing wrong?
Okay.
Like when I'm bringing it over, my right knee tends to kind of twist a little bit.
So what's happening is that you are not turning your waist. What you're doing is you're turning your hips. And when you turn your hips, it takes your knee with it. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to separate the waist from the hips. So when you're here and you're turning, my hips haven't turned.
Okay, that was it. I was turning my
Okay.
body. I was trying to turn my hips. Okay, thank you.
So that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to practice this turning, because I wanted you to get the idea of turning your waist and then lifting your toes to allow your heel to be the pivot point. So when you turn, lift your toes and allow the heel to be the pivot point. If the heel is the pivot point, then none of the other joints should be moving. You should be lined up and everything is going down to your heel and you're pivoting on your heel.
It's a right heel counterclockwise turn, correct?
Yes, it is a right heel counterclockwise turn.
Thank you.
So let me think. Yeah, later on, you'll do it the other direction. But this time, you're going to do it counterclockwise. So if you, for now, in order to keep your balance, I'd like you to think about winding up, turning, and then landing. And then heel kick. So I know it just takes practice. I don't know what else to tell you, you know. So point your foot to the corner, wind up with your waist, turn and land. Wind up, turn and land.
Yeah. And it looks like it's only really a half circle that you're turning.
It's only a half circle. So you can do it, Michelle.
I know. Well, I've been practicing while you're talking, and I did it on the ball of my foot. The ball of my foot seems to be easier than the heel.
Almost everybody says the ball is easier than the heel, except for Master Yang. He says that the heel one is easier.
Well,
for reasons nobody can understand.
He was never a ballet dancer then.
This is true. This is true.
Because you engage your calf when you do it on the ball.
Right.
And on your heel, you're not, I don't know, I'm not engaging anything, but my calf will hold me up, where my heel, it's a challenge.
I think part of it has to do with the flexibility of your ankle. When you're on the ball, you feel like you have more play with your ankle and like you have more control. Yes. Whereas when your heel, your ankle is stuck, you know? Yeah. And you feel like you can't move it as much. Yeah. So that's part of what I think is the problem.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Master Yang probably feels the heel is easier because your heel essentially stabilizes you to that point. So if you can be straight up on your heel, you are more stable.
Yeah. It's posture. It's posture.
It's posture. Exactly. Okay. If you watch him do it, he does it so slowly and elegantly. Wait till next week. Cheryl's going to come and she can do it. She does it really slowly and elegantly, you know.
And they've been doing it for 20 odd years or more.
Yeah, she said that she started doing Tai Chi when she was 19. Yeah. So.
Well, she's only 23, isn't she?
No. She just had her birthday. She is 36.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So I told her that my excuse is that I'm twice as old as she is.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Me too.
But it'll be great when you see how she does it. But I want you guys to be able to do at least the standard way, which is sitting at the end. So I want you to be able to think about using your waist, turning on your heel, and then landing on the ball of your foot.
That's easier to do that. because it stabilizes you at the end.
It stabilizes you at the end. The other way is, I think, quite difficult, because the way he wants you to do it is he wants you to come around and have your foot out and then come in at the end. So I think it's easier to come in earlier, but he doesn't want you to do it that way if you're going to do it, without putting your foot down. So the two methods are, if you don't put your foot down, he wants you essentially to leave your foot out and then come in at the very end. Whereas if you're going to end up with sitting, what you're going to do is you're essentially thinking of spiraling down your foot so that it comes at the end. You see what I mean? And that's a lot easier.
So if you spiral down and you're kind of seated a little bit on your left ball, would you like stand up then? And
Exactly.
have your leg
You
up?
stand up. So
And then you put your
at the
leg up.
end, so what happens is, if you do it this way, you end up on the ball, then you stand up and then kick.
And the kick is straight forward.
The kick, well, actually, yes, the kick is straight in the direction. So if you started that way, the kick would be that way. Yes.
Okay.
As opposed to the corner. So the separation ones are always to the corner, and these are always straight.
People better spot themselves if they're going to be turning around circles over and over again.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, the thing is that if you're, so if you turn, but see, you're only turning half a circle. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
talking
that
about the
far.
practice. When you said practice, turn and then turn again and turn again.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. But every time you stop, you're essentially spotting.
That's true.
Think of it that way. So if you start and you turn and you come around, stop. So essentially wind up and stop. Wind up and stop. Just doing that, though, will help you train your body not to tip over. So
Wow.
the biggest fault that people find is they tip either backwards or forwards when they're doing it. So essentially, I want you to do this exercise to train your body to be a top, and then you will stay more up and down.
Yeah. I find myself bending forward.
Yeah, see, it's one way or the other. Most people, it's hard to stay upright, because once you have your momentum going, it's hard to avoid tipping one way or the other.
Is it okay I find it's a little bit easier for me when I'm kind of winding up, that I start to sit on my right, kind of bend my right knee and sit a little bit while before and while I turn, that I stabilize more? Or are you supposed to be up? Is your leg supposed to be straight?
Master Yang says your leg is supposed to be straight. And the reason is that he wants your axis to be erect. So if you're bending your knee, you're not making a straight axis. You're making a little bend in there. So, but hey, we just do what we can, right?
Yes. Without trying,
You can't be
without
that
injury,
picky.
without injury.
Without injury, exactly, exactly. So that's why that's why I kind of, if you feel that you can't do this turn yet, the idea of stepping behind, pivoting, and then doing your kick kind of appeals to me if you feel that you can't keep your balance. And until you can keep your balance, that's kind of a workaround.
Can you do it again?
Okay, so if I've done my kick, okay, then instead of doing the turn, essentially what I do is I step behind, turn, stand up, kick.
Okay. The heel of your right and the ball of your left. Okay.
Yeah, so if you, I can't stand any closer because you can't see my feet, but if this foot is going that way, okay, instead of turning around, I put my foot behind. Then I turn.
Ah,
Then essentially I'm on a T-step in the other direction. You
huh.
see what I'm saying? So if I
Yeah.
started, step behind, turn, kick. But that would be a perfectly stable way of doing it, I think.
Yes.
So,
You're great,
Oh.
Rita. You're great.
oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But, you know, I want people to be able to do it. So, you know, I would like you to practice this turn, but until you get the turn, I want you to be able to get on to the next piece.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
It sure does.
Okay, so let's do a little bit more practice for the separation kicks. And then, well, let's do a few more turns. Then we'll do a couple of separation kicks and then tie it in to the turn and heel kick.
Can I
Okay.
ask, because this is a heel kick, so
This is a heel
is
kick.
your foot's pointed when it comes in, and then your heel goes out, and then when you
Right.
bring your foot back in, does your heel stay out, or do you point when you bring it in?
So what happens is the difference between a heel kick and a separation kick and a toe kick, other than the direction, is that if I'm doing a separation kick toward you, okay, I'm starting here and then I'm kicking out, but my contact point is on the top of my feet, right? If I'm doing a heel kick, I start from the same spot, but then my contact point is my heel, but I end the same way. I always end with essentially with my foot protecting my knee and at the same time my crotch, right? So when I come in, it's double duty protecting on the one leg standing. That's the standard one leg standing. It's always with your toe pointed in and basically protecting the center of your body. So beginning and end are the same, and the hands are the same. So essentially, whichever foot is kicking, that hand is on the outside. So if I'm doing a left heel kick, okay, then the left hand is on the outside, okay? And then I'm going to kick. And the handwork is the same. I'm still making the two circles, right? And be careful not to make your circle too wide, in the sense that if you're looking at the side, I want you to make your circle like this. I don't want it to be like this because I don't want your chest to come out. Okay, so you're going to be like this. You're going to be like this, not like this. Okay. Make 2 even circles. That takes a little practice also, because very often people make asymmetric circles when they're kicking. Somehow the kicking throws off the hands, and they don't turn out to be even. Okay, so let's try it from high pat on horse. We'll do the separation kicks, and then we'll do a turnaround and a heel kick. Okay, so in the direction that you would be doing it in the form. Okay, you're here. As you open your arms, you pull in the left foot. Then step and close. Separate and shift weight. Cross your arms. You're going to look at the corner between your arms. Stand up. Then you look at the other corner where you're kicking and kick and come in. Then you step and close. Open and shift weight. Cross. Stand up. Look. Kick. Then you're going to turn around. Okay, left hand on the outside. Then stand up and left heel kick. How did that feel? Let's try it again. Okay, so from high pat on horse, open arms, pull in left foot, step and close, shift weight separate, cross hands, stand up, look, kick. Position your arms. Then step and close, separate, cross arms, stand up, look, and kick. Then turn around. Stand up, kick. Are there any questions?
I made it that time.
Congratulations.
I used the easier one, the step behind and then turn.
Well, the
So
step
now-
behind, I think, is like surefire, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're sure that your foot is facing the right direction,
Yes.
and then
And you have 2
You're-
feet on the ground, so you're
2 feet.
stable. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. But I keep practicing the heel.
Yeah.
Just the heel. Okay.
But then if you do the pivot around, that still gives you the feeling of the body being upright.
Yes.
So it still helps.
Yes.
Rita,
I'll have to try it in the pool too.
Yes, Lisa.
I got confused with one thing. When I kick the separation kick, I kick in a diagonal from my body, didn't or not. And then when I do the heel kick, it's in front of me. It's always in
Well,
front of me that I kick.
and not really. So what happens is when you're doing the heel kick, okay, the separation kick, you're kicking toward the corner, okay? But when you're doing the heel kick, relative to your body, it's the same. So your body is kind of toward the corner, but you're kicking straight. You see what I'm saying? Your body is not straight in the same direction as you're kicking.
Okay.
So when I'm doing, so when I was telling Michelle that if you start here and you turn around and this foot faces the corner, when you stand up to do your heel kick, can you see my body is this way, but my kicking is that way?
Okay.
And my arm, whatever arm is over the leg, is in the same direction as that leg, just like in the separation kick. It's the direction that's different, but the main difference is just the contact point. Okay.
Okay.
So one is the heel, one is the top of your foot. Okay. Should we do it one more time and then we'll close? Okay. We'll do it from high pad on horse. Okay. So high pad on horse. You open your arms, pull in your foot. Then step and close. Shift weight separate. Cross your arms, look to the corner. Stand up, look, kick. Then step and close. Separate and shift weight. Cross, stand up, look, kick. Then turn around. Stand up, heel kick. Okay, I hope that helps. This is a hard move. Okay, so thank you guys for coming. And I will not be here next week, but I'll be here on Friday, 3 o'clock. And I'll see you in 2 weeks after that. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Rita.
Rita.
That was
Practice.
helpful.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita. That
Keep
helps.
practicing.
I feel like we're practicing for being on Dancing with the Stars.
Exactly.
Thank
Keep
you,
your
Rita.
balance.
Yeah, my balance is better. It's getting better.
That's great. That's
Yep.
great.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.